Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Ashwath Srivatsan, and welcome back to On the Same Wavelength. This lovely Thursday, we're gonna be doing politics, the week in politics and current events, and you may be a bit curious as to why this is coming out on a Thursday evening instead of a Wednesday evening. While I've been posting all my other videos with, pretty much a standard regularity at this point, I have a schedule laid out for everything. Last night was kind of busy for me. I recorded a different segment though. You learn something every day. If you haven't seen it already, listen to it already, you should totally stop by my YouTube channel, go to the homepage and find it. I'll make a content block for it, so it's easy to find, but totally go check that out. Sorry about the delay on that, my bad. I just got packed with some homework and stuff, so I wasn't able to put it out on Wednesday, but here it is to you on Thursday. Sorry it's a day late, once again, but let's get right on to the news and politics. Now, recently, JP Morgan, very large, in fact, the biggest U.S. bank, has disclosed that 76 million households and 7 small businesses, have been affected by a data breach. Customer names, addresses, phone numbers, and email addresses were all taken by a group of anonymous hackers who have managed to get into the servers. However, the bank claims that passwords and money and actual bank information is still safe. That's just thought I'd let you know about that. If you're part of JP Morgan Chase and Company, sorry about that if your stuff got lost. Also, if you currently still hold any stocks in the business, I would, sell them out, now before the stock price drops any lower, because it is sure to drop on account of this. Once again, the breach itself actually only affects anyone who visited the company's websites at any point in time or uses the mobile app. However, while the people who found this information were not gaining passwords, user IDs, social security numbers, money information, etc., they still did gain stuff like email addresses, so not the most essential stuff needed to cause any kind of scam, fraud, or theft, but still pretty significant material. Moving on into Hong Kong, a situation I'm sure all of you are familiar with. I'm not sure why I keep giving you news if I say you're familiar with it. In Hong Kong recently, several students have been protesting the right to vote and the right to fair election rather than a candidate being chosen for them, and then them getting the option to vote yes, or basically yes or no. This protest has been going on for several days now, and pressure is on the students to see if they will continue to protest on Monday when classes start back up again. There's currently a national holiday in China. So, most students and protesters are saying that they will not leave until they get substantial, progress. And recently, in terms of progress, the government of Hong Kong has decided to begin talks with the protesters. However, the protesters do not think that talks are enough to get them to stop protesting. They want actual, substantial, immediate change. And finally, moving on into a territory which I'm now sure all of you are familiar with, because of course all of you have watched my previous segments. This is concerning Ebola, a very large disease right now, originated in Western Africa and has now spread to several places throughout the world, such as, mainly it's concentrated in Western Africa, but there have also been reported cases in the United States of America and in France. And there is a patient diagnosed in Fort Worth, Texas, Dallas, named Thomas Eric Duncan, and he has been diagnosed with Ebola. We have gone through great lengths to find out anyone who he might have contacted before the diagnoses, and his family has now been ordered to stay at their homes. They are, actually a strict order to stay at their homes for the next, I believe it's 21 days, to see if any of them exhibit any of the symptoms of Ebola. Thomas Eric Duncan himself had, when he first went to a hospital, initially claimed or told the hospital aid workers that he had been recently in Liberia, the epicenter, in fact, of Ebola, but the aid worker to whom he talked, a nurse, neglected to mention this fact, so there is debate as to what will happen to said nurse. Lots of people are getting quite worried about the fact that Ebola has spread to the United States. However, the situation is being thoroughly contained, so this shouldn't be a problem. Any objects this man has come in contact with that are easily accessible have been basically isolated. His family has been isolated, and anyone whom he has come in contact with have also been isolated, separated, and they're being kept under close watch at the moment. And that's our week in, our brief week in politics for the moment. There's been a lot of stuff going on recently. I don't know if I told you about this last week, but Scotland voted on their vote to independence. They voted no, so Scotland is still part of the European Union. You probably already know about this as this happened last week, but I just don't know if I got to this last time around, but that's what happened with Scotland. So that's our week in politics. I really appreciate the fact that you guys stick around to watch this, listen to this stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of whatever that may be. But first off, let's get to our word and phrase, word, flirt, phrase, and song of the week, that is. So our word of this of the week is Bildungsroman. Bildungsroman is not spelled like building and Roman. It is spelled Bildungsromans, so I guess it is Romans at the end. A Bildungsroman is a coming-of-age story. The word, I believe, originated in Germany, so typically a German coming-of-age story. But it's just any coming-of-age story, featuring a young boy, typically, and his growth into adulthood. I chose this word for this week, mainly because I had an English vocabulary quiz, today, but also because it's a very interesting word. It sounds very eloquent, and it's not a word we get to use very often, but when we get to use it, it's a word that we should appreciate. So that's our word for the week, and finally, for our song of the week, which you can hear, if you stick around. Our song of the week is going to be Clair de la Lune by the Philadelphia Orchestra. Clair de la Lune was featured in the Ocean's 11 soundtrack, but it's a lovely song that has been used in lots of stuff throughout media, culture, pop culture, etc. It was used in, the popular cartoon Ren and Stimpy, along with other cartoons. It's used commonly as production music and soundtrack music. It's a very lovely song, however, and that's why I've chosen it for this week, because I really like the sound of it. Anyways, before we get to that, thank you so much for dropping by. Sorry about the late video again. I'll see you guys in the next episode of whatever that may be, and don't forget to live long and peace out. Bye!